What happened? What is going on?
Hey, Hall Black over here.
What?
Invite.
What'd you
There
do?
you go. Here you go.
You fix it? Or you broke it? What happened?
It
You
working.
guys are tuned in here too. The Pepper Stewart Show. Check us out. Watch us. Like it. You are currently tuned into the El Numero Uno show on Farm and Ranch TV. You guys are doing great watching us on Farm and Ranch TV, so we appreciate that. If you don't mind, send us an email at pepperstewart.com. Send us an email. Tell us why you're watching, because I'm just as curious as you are. I don't know if Tex knows. I don't know. He's probably wondering too. Meow. What?
Meow. I need views and I need a date for the weekend. So you can help me out with both of those.
He's on.
I'll be more than happy.
He's on the hunt. I said that with an H.
What kind of sick, twisted game are you playing at?
I don't know. He don't know. I don't know. He don't know. But you're here, guys. You guys are tuned in to the Pepper Stewart Show. I'm trying to decide if I should turn on the live interweb net deal or not, and play with it for a little while. But I don't know. Anyhow, we're here as always on Thursday nights. We're here. Sometimes we're here. Sometimes we're there. That's another thing too. You know, if y'all caught the video that we put out the other day, we are doing some live streams in multiple locations, but this is the location you're gonna find it. So enjoy it. You gonna say something?
I'm having a little technical difficulty over here.
What's wrong? Are you still? Don't stare at yourself on the replay because you got a delay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm not. I'm only turning the black thing right now.
what?
Ain't
This is a
nothing
sausage
there.
fest.
I'm looking at black and I'm in the dark. I'm up in the dark over here.
You might be in the dark. I don't know. You tell me. You might be. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on for you guys tonight, or for this episode here. We got Cody Ohl, ERA athlete, calf roping Cody Ohl. We're going to talk to him here at some point. Not only is he an ERA calf roper, he's also an ERA stock contractor. He's in the bucking bull business, so we may dive in that just a little bit. And then, as always, we got stories for you guys, man. We got stories about everything. I don't know what stories you're looking for, what stories you want to hear, but we got stories about stuff. We got a story about a guy that he likes goats. He likes goats.
Goats are fun.
He might like them a little too much, but he likes goats.
Yeah.
The Texas game warden. If those of you that follow the Facebook and stuff, I spent a whole day or a whole afternoon watching Texas game warden on TV. It was like a marathon or something they had going on. I mean, it was just back to back to back to back to back to back. Texas game warden. That's a good show. That's good stuff. Some of that stuff happened out in my area, which was kind of interesting. And so check it out, Texas game warden. And we got a story from a game warden we'll tell you about when we get to them. And the Dickin medal over in the UK, if you want the Dickin medal, your horse can win that. Your horse can win the Dickin medal. So we're going to tell you about that. I don't know what Tex doing over here. He's wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have a little making sure I look pretty
Yeah, he's doing
for
that.
the lady that are watching. Hey, Melina.
You're so pretty.
So are you, Melina.
What?
Have to do a little my shout out.
Shout out to what country is that from?
Comfort.
Yeah.
America.
Oh, okay. Did you know about the 1894 Great Horse Manure? The Great Horse Manure Catastrophe of 1894. Did you know that happened?
I think I was busy during that year.
You was busy that year. I think I was too. But in 1894, they had the Great Horse Manure Catastrophe going on. So we're going to tell you about that deal. It was the Great Horse Manure Crisis of 1894.
That kind of challenge ain't my day I had today.
I bet you did.
Horse manure prices.
You're dragging that trailer full of it.
Uh-huh.
Vet feed directive. There's a vet feed directive deal going on. We're going to tell you about that too. And let you know about it. It's happening. And,
Hey, Tennessee Tiff.
yeah.
They may be a little late on that one, but I apologize.
What happened? What happened with the what are you doing over there?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
I
If
need
you-
all the help I can get.
If you ain't figured it out by now, then I don't know what to tell you.
We got somebody, a burglary suspect died after a 58-year-old homeowner take him to a tree.
Yeah.
We got something like that.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about that.
Uh,
Because that happened.
don't be careful if you're a burglar.
Yeah.
And like to rob people's house.
Be careful.
Well, yeah, be careful. Yeah, don't try to rob the wrong house.
And then it is the 70th, how do you say it? 70th birthday of the Massey Ferguson tractor. Did you know that?
I've heard of a Magna Ferguson before. A couple times.
It's their 70th birthday. And you guys out there checking us out and seeing what's going on, wondering what that box right there is, that is the moo call. Moo. That's the moo call. We're going to be giving away that moo call right there. So what it does is you put it on your cow's tail. When your cow gets close to calving, it will send you a text message. When your cow calves or starts calving, it will send you a text message. Would you like to know?
Yeah.
Would you like your cow to text you?
I just want anybody. I just want any.
You just want somebody to text you. You don't care who it is. Somebody text him.
Yeah, somebody text me. Yeah, they don't really text back. In fact, I think I gave one of those to a gal in Oklahoma. And I don't know, the cow haven't texted her back or she haven't texted me back. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
What?
What do you think of that?
She haven't gave me an update on the product. But maybe I need to drive up to Durant, Oklahoma.
You might have. You may have to do that. You might drive to Durant, see what's going on.
That's not funny!
I know where you live. But that's not many people, though, is it?
What?
What the hell am I supposed to
They
do to
got-
kill time?
I'm checking on the product. I'm not
Oh.
checking on her. Well, that too. But
Is she the product? What are you talking about?
she may be.
I don't know what's going on, but you guys, hey, those of you tuned in to the live show, I know you folks on Farmer Ranch TV don't quite understand what I'm talking about, but anyway, if you're watching the live show, you know this show airs live once a week live. It's recorded live, and during the live broadcast, there's a lot of interaction that goes on between the viewers and us in the live chat feed. Now, in order to get into that, you've got to sign up for whatever it is. You have to, create an account, type deal, whatever, blah, blah. But once you do that, like quite a few of our viewers do, you can get in there and comment and create havoc in the chat room. Because there's a few folks in there right now.
Habit is fun. I love habit.
Tex likes to have havoc because he's a creature of habit. Did you say that or I say that? What happened?
Yeah.
There's people in there.
Katie Lane, 84. But does that mean you were born in 84?
I guess that's what that means. I don't know if I don't know if people do that, but they do. I don't know.
Well, I got my email address. I do it too. I got
What?
email address that you 85.
Uh-oh. Look out. Texas on the prowl.
For her, you. I want you. For
For what? What?
dancing. I can't even finish that, don't
Oh
I?
yeah.
I probably need help with how to finish it.
Yeah, you might want to finish that sentence.
I want you to dance with me.
He wants to do the funky chicken dance. All right, funky chicken dancers. I got this book somebody threw away at the. They didn't throw it away at the post office. They didn't want to take it, so they left it there. Something here I saw. I think I put a marker on it. Yeah.
Me and Journal, I have a magazine kind of like that. It had me and Journal.
Yeah, it's got men in it, all right, but it ain't a journal.
Me and Picture.
Yeah, pictures. It's a picture book.
Uh,
I just happened to look at it, and they've got a story in the men's journal here. Can you see that? Woo-hoo. Look at it. All right. It's called The Fraud in Your Food. The Fraud in Your Food. So, the biggest food fakes out there are, number one, grass-fed beef. And it says, while Kobe beef is one of the highest profile fakes, far more prevalent are retailers passing off grain-fed beef as grass-fed beef. One way you can tell the difference is true grass-fed beef has a deeper, darker red hue than grain-fed beef. A little marbling. So it's another reason to buy your beef from a butcher or a farm when possible versus the local supermarket. And that is true. You want to know where your beef, where your food comes from. That's why we do our own beef. But that's one of the things. Grass-fed, corn-fed. How can you tell? And just like that commercial out there, there's a commercial out there that's interesting as well about chicken, where it's talking about antibiotics. And they're like, well, yeah, when your chicken got sick, it didn't get any antibiotics. Well, antibiotics cannot be in your food, cannot be found in your food when it's processed. They're all tested. So you've got about a 80 day, I think it's 65-day window from when you've given an animal an antibiotic to when you pack them. And a lot of folks get caught up and not quite sure the difference in antibiotics and growth hormones. They think growth hormones, antibiotics, all the same thing. It's not. Antibiotics, if you're sick, you take antibiotics to get well. Growth hormones is like steroids if you want to pump up, right? So there's a difference, and a lot of folks that don't know anything about that don't know the difference between antibiotics and growth hormones. So that confuses a lot of folks. Just like those, I asked some folks the other day about that deal. I said, "You heard this commercial about this where it says antibiotics and chicken, blah blah?" And they had no clue. They didn't know what antibiotics. They didn't know the difference between antibiotics, growth hormones, and HGH and GMC and FORD and AT&T. They didn't know any difference between any of that stuff. So that's what we're trying to help you out with. Number 2 is fish. A majority of salmon is farmed, yet retailers often sell wild next to farmed for $2 more a pound. But it's the exact same fish. Farmed fish and wild fish, it's the same fish.
I didn't know they had farm-raised catfish. I have seen that young farm-raised catfish.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly? I don't know.
You got farm raised and you got wild. It's the same. Unless you got a pet salmon at your house that you're petting every day. Oh, look at here, good little fishy fish. It's not a pet fish. You don't have a pet fish in your house.
I don't know. I have a pet possum, but I haven't pet it lately.
He does have that. What about this? The European oils, and especially the Mediterranean supermarkets.
I think that whole oil thing, I think that's getting popular now.
Virgin oil.
Huh? Virgin oil? What?
Virgin oil.
Oh.
Try to sample some olive oil before you buy it. Real olive oil tastes and smells grassy, fruity, and ripe. One way to avoid a fraud is buy a bottle from Chilean, Australian, or Californian olive-grown regions, and you'll know the difference between real olive oil and virgin olive oil, which I don't get that. But number 4 is your Parmesan cheese and your truffle oil. So anyhow, there's a lot of places will try to sell you stuff and just like, hey, you know what, this is fresh and farm, blah blah blah, organic. Just like that organic stuff. They put out that stuff. These cows were raised organic. Well, they're all raised organic, and before that, and they've got to be tested. They've got to be checked. So before anything goes to the packer, it's all checked out and it's all cleaned out and it's all good stuff. So don't worry about that. Just go buy from a local you know, whatever town you live in, go find your local cattle baron and say, hey, man, I want to buy that steer right there. Let's go take it to the packer and pack it.
I don't know. I don't want all those chemicals in my beef. The chemical fertilizer.
There's no chemicals. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's no chemicals in the beef. That's called propaganda. They won't sell you something you don't need
Well, I believe it.
and charge you extra.
I believe in the propaganda.
I bet you do.
I believe in anything people tell me.
I do know that to be a fact. That is a factoid. Is factoid, is that a word?
And speaking of that, yeah, Katie, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. As soon as you come to touch you, we are dancing.
What? What are you?
I got me a date over here.
Where'd you find a date?
I don't know. I don't know when it is or where it is or how long I gotta wait, but I'm willing to wait. I gotta look at the camera, not the dad. I got a camera. I'm willing to wait.
Yeah, look that way. Talk to him.
I'm willing to wait for you.
All right. What are you waiting on?
I don't know. You wait. Anyway, I'm waiting on Florida mushrooms and gator.
What? Florida mushrooms and gators. Tell me about that.
That sound kind of. I sound like I'm waiting on love.
What?
Florida. Not those kind of mushrooms.
Well, read it. What does it say?
A Florida man was arrested along with 3 others last Sunday by Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation officers that allegedly a key word. You know what that was. I guess it is those kind of mushrooms. Picking
What?
hydrogenic mushroom in the Little Big Economic State Wildlife Management Area in Seminole County, Florida. Yeah, that 3 times fast.
Were you trying to say hallucinogenic?
Yeah, hallucinogenic. Yeah. He allegedly pet those while carrying a 2-foot-long alligator in his backpack.
What? This guy had a what?
A 2-foot-long alligator in his backpack. Wow. All right. 30-year-old. Hey, I'm almost 30.
What?
Rick Meyer of Florida.
Slick Rick.
Yeah. Was charged with possessing an American alligator. Keyword, American alligator.
He's from America.
Without a permit. Okay, you have to have a permit. You mean they make permit to carry alligator?
What?
And possessing the psychedelic mushroom that I often refer to as a magic mushroom. I have heard that term.
Shroom what? The magic mushroom.
A felony violation of probation. Oh, this is all your charge.
All right.
I guess he was on probation. He got a felony violation. And removing natural resources from a wildlife management area. So I guess you can't take an alligator out of a pot and put it in your backpack.
No.
You gotta leave it there.
Yeah, you gotta leave it there. You don't take an alligator out of the park.
Another county man, younger than that, was also arrested along with another young kid in Florida. Both of these young men were charged with possessing the psychedelic mushroom. I love that word, psychedelic. Psychedelic, that's fun. That's fun to say. And removing natural resources from the wildlife management area. They need they need to hire security guards at this wildlife management area. People taking mushrooms and natural resources.
Yeah.
An unidentified juvenile was among those arrested. No name
Whoa,
given.
look out.
Yeah. The 4th man fled the scene, but was later arrested by the deputy.
Later arrested. That happens. I guess I don't know what's going on, folks. In the those of you watching later is like, what in the world's going on? But anyway, those are the live show. I guess the server is in the updating process, which that happens at random times. So anyway, apparently the server's updating, so you get sometimes you're watching, sometimes you're listening, but you know what? We're still here.
The mushroom was placed in evidence at the county sheriff's office and the alligator was released back to the wild. So you want to know? Yeah, you want to find out what the muffins are. They're under evident investigation right now. I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are. That's what's happening.
You want to hear about another drug use story?
Oh, what?
I got a bunch of drug use stories.
Are they your stories or the actual stories?
No, not mine. I think my accomplice just got back from Mexico. So
What?
she's not
Your
doing
accomplice?
anything. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. She at my house right now, waiting for me to come.
Doing what?
I don't know.
I think I'd want to know.
Yeah, I think she's buying a boot big enough to put some stuff in.
That makes no sense at all.
I know. While responding to a call near the Navajota River
What?
in Limestone County,
What happened?
game warden observed a vehicle driving to oncoming traffic and immediately initiated a traffic stop.
All right.
He was arrested for possession of 207 grams of methamphetamine, which he probably didn't know anything about. That's usually what happened. I didn't know that. Sometimes you don't know that you have that. You pick up. You know you carry somebody. You hit people. You pick up hitchhikers all the time. You know sometimes they stash stuff in your pickup. I mean, now you can't tell me I'm the only one that picked up hitchhikers. You can't tell me that. Sometimes.
All right.
Right. Sometimes, when they find stuff in your vehicle, you didn't know that was that. Like this guy. He didn't know they had 207 grams of methamphetamine.
He had no idea.
That's why the case is still pending.
Yeah. All right. Well, that happens. Sometimes things happen. But those of you out there checking it out, yeah, the what's going on, folks, is there is an update. That's the only thing with live TV, live stuff going on, live streaming anyway. There's an update in progress with the server, so a lot of folks are either watching us or just listening to us. But hey, you don't want to look at us anyway, right? Why would you want to do that? You do not want to be looking. What else you got? You got any more stories over there?
Oh, yeah, you got a bunch of. Oh, we can talk about a dick and metal.
A what?
A dick and metal. Yeah, how's your D? Dickin' with a D.
All right.
PDSJ, dick and metal. UK horse.
Well, tell me about that.
PDSJ, dick and metal, also known as the Victoria Cross for animals,
All right.
was posthumously awarded to Sergeant Reckless in London. Well, I guess his name. On Wednesday, July 27th. The 63rd anniversary of the end of the Korean War. This Sergeant Reckless is the 58th recipient of this prestigious medal and the first horse in 70 years to be awarded. 3 other horses received the medal during World War II. An honorary medal was bestowed upon Warrior in 2014 to honor all those horses that served in World War I. This is an amazing honor. Why is that picture? PDHA. People, for chick animal. Somebody for chick animal. That's what the PhD. You can Google that. Find out what it is. PDHA. Chick animal. It's the UK's leading veterinarian charity, providing free veterinarian care for people who can't afford to take care of their chick animal. Oh, that kind of like Obamacare for horses?
Could be.
It's an incredible charity with over 51 hospitals across the country. They have been a lifeline for chick and injured pets since 1917.
Pretty good deal.
Provided a staggering $100 million free, no charge treatment to more than 40 million pets.
Well, that's a good deal. Sounds like a wiener schnitzel, man. Sounds like a good deal going on. Pretty good, right?
I always. Charity is always a good thing.
Do it.
Mm.
Do it. Right? Do it.
Do it to it.
Do it to it and do it. We'll talk about right. I'll tell you what. Let me get the ring a ding ding going. We talked a while back about the Fort Worth stockyards and stuff going on. We're trying to tell you guys that things have been closed for a while and stuff like that are opening back up. They're going to redo some stuff, do some refurbishing and things like that. So, like we tried to tell you guys, that we're all upside down and backwards about the Stockyard Sale Barn. You got anything on Stockyard Sale Barn?
You got a photo that was taken in 1976 inside the auction?
Just might have that.
Inside the auction, yeah. This week, this auction arena has been getting a much-needed facelift because auction will once again be held there.
All right.
On September 30th and October 1st of this year.
This year.
Texas Longhorn auction will take place in the auction arena. It has been well over 20 years since a cattle auction has been held.
It's been 20 years because I remember, because I'm that old, I remember 20 years ago when the big uproar was that they were having the last sale at the stockyards, and that was a big uproar deal. Was, hey, it's been a cattle auction, a cattle market, cattle stuff been going on here for years and years, and the old cattle drives and everybody going to Fort Worth and the stock shows and the meat markets and the packing houses, everything going on. It was such a big deal, 20 years ago when it went out. So, like we mentioned on previous episodes, they're not demolishing the entire stockyards in Fort Worth and tearing down all the history and making it all modern. No, they're not doing that. They're going through a few select buildings that need some refurbishing and making them usable again. Because in our time, this is 2016, you got a lot of whiny and crying people out there. So you've got to make sure that these facilities are up and above beyond standards, because the last thing you need is some crybaby to wander in there and start complaining and making a big deal about it. It's too hot, or it's too cold, or there's a crack in the floor, or somebody looked at me wrong, because that's what's going on right now with all these crybabies. So, yes, they're updating stuff and making sure that everything's up to snuff and work. Now, there was a couple buildings we talked about that got took down, which they were non-usable, non-refurbishable, and, part of the progress. You got a few casualties along the way. A few buildings were casualties, but it's one of them deals, the greater good. The greater good's coming. They need more parking. They need more hotels. They need to update a few things, refurbish a few things, and it'll be blowing and going again.
I think the word that we need to use is they're making necessary accommodation.
There you go.
Yeah. To bring back a little history to Fort Worth. A necessary accommodation.
Accommodations.
Yeah. And the auction arena was built back in the late 1850s. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of necessary accommodation need to take place.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta update it. You gotta update a few things.
I'm sure they didn't have no building code in the late 1950s.
No.
Not very many anyway, if they did. Yeah. They're planning how to have many more livestock auctions in the future.
And that'll be
but
a good
right
thing.
now, I guess it's only a 2-weekend deal.
Well, that'd be a good deal since, you got old Trey Chapman. He lives right there in one of them fancy high-rises in downtown Cowtown. So he can go, he can go out there when he goes to his farms and plays cowboy. He can load up some cows and take them to the downtown Cowtown and sell them. He ain't got so far to drive. He'll quit tearing up that truck.
Yeah.
You don't want to tear. He's got that truck tore smooth up.
Is he still parking it in places where he can't park it, where he's not supposed to be parking it?
Every day. Or as they say now, day, right? Ain't supposed to say. I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here.
Sound
You
like a
know,
rapper.
like I said the other day, it's like, you know this show's number one. I said, like, yeah, we've been the number one show on every network we've been on, but I don't know why. I don't get it. I'm here, but I don't get it. I just come here to talk about stuff. Tex come in, we talk about stuff, we have a good time, tell you stories, a few jokes here and there, and man, it's a good deal. Folks are liking what we're throwing down, right? How you say that?
I guess. LOL.
What? What are you talking about now?
Can't we just use all the same bathroom? I take that, yeah.
What bathroom are you using now?
Yeah. I use any bathroom I feel like it.
Side of the highway?
Sometimes, but now here lately, I had to go get one and pull them out, Joe, because they won't let me. I haven't banned from bathroom in public places.
What'd you
I
do?
had to go get my own.
You break the toilet or what?
Yeah, that year I was being, what's the word?
What? He was digging holes over there. He's digging holes, folks.
Yeah.
They call him the hole. I got a pen in my pocket. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna write something down.
I don't know.
Hole digger. I'm writing down. Hole digger. It's that fancy pen I got at the Hilton when we went to that seminar where they were trying to tell us about vacation stuff. Which does remind me, in a couple of weeks we're gonna be at the lake. We got a lake house, boat, something. Be in the water. And like I got so much stuff to do. I need to be mowing pastures, and I'm gonna be mowing. I got pastures I need to mow. Horses I need to ride. I'm gonna be stuck at the lake. Anybody have that problem? Or you got so much stuff to do, but then you get stuck at a lake? I don't want to drown. I got water at home.
Well, I can't swim. Y'all won't be there.
You can't swim?
Nope.
Why can't you swim?
No, they would never let me.
Well, that happens.
I'm staying away from that water.
That's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. What time is it? Man, we are burning up the clocks here. We are tearing it up. But, the folks out there wearing out the chat board, that's a good deal. That's a good deal for everybody out there in TV land. And we do appreciate you guys, man, over at Farm Ranch TV that been watching the show and enjoying the show and telling your friends about it. If you don't mind, tell a few more friends about it.
What?
Yeah, tell somebody.
You're a dog.
I know. Just tell somebody about it.
Kathy Bates.
No, I don't think she wants to watch it.
Shirley Blitt.
Well, maybe.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Well, you can't be serious.
No, yep, no.
What?
I wish I knew.
I don't know.
Itchy.
I try not to know. That's part of it. We did tell you guys at some point or another we were going to ring-a-ding-ding old Cody Ohl. You know what? I think it's about time to do that. He may be going to bed early, doing something. I don't know. Let's ring-a-ding-ding, see what's going on. Doot, 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 doot. You're here. We're here. Everybody's here. On the Pepper Stewart Show. Let's see what's going on. See if we catch him on the line here.
Ring.
Ring-a-ding-ding, they say.
Hello.
There you are. You're live here on the Pepper Stewart Show.
Yes, sir.
What is going on? What are you doing right now? Right this second, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm fixing to ride my horse into the box and score a few calves and drive to Sponsor Grip Broken tomorrow evening.
You ought to see if you can hold the phone to your ear and catch that calf at the same time so we can hear what's going on. See if that'll work.
Get a little sound effect at you.
Live action going on. Live action right there. So what have you been up to? You been staying busy?
Man, I've been busy. I've been up there at football 2 days. Summer workouts for the last 6 or 7 weeks, and then this week started a full week of 2 days, and and just been that takes up about half my day, and then just been turning calves out for Blake in the evening. He's been roping, and then got the spicer grip roping this weekend in Hereford on Saturday, so I thought I might run me a couple this evening.
That sounds like a plan. Now, how them kids? 2 a day just getting going. School's getting going. How are those kids looking? Are we looking at another good run?
We've got a team that you just hope for every few years, and I think this year is that year that we've kind of got all the kids that we really need in every position, and the town's excited for this year, and bunch of kids that working hard. And it looks good for Hico, Texas.
Well, that'd be a good deal. We know you work hard with them kids, getting them in shape and getting them going. So it's always good to see those guys make a run at it.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you make a run at it too.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I got my butt in this practice pen today.
Good deal. Well, at least you're open calves. Not now we did catch the airing. I guess the airing was here last week or so of Bushwhacked. So how's he coming along?
He's doing really good, man. He's I bucked him 2 or 3 times in the last 2 months, and got to kind of give him a little break because he's just a 3-year-old. So don't want to burn him out. Want to give him every chance he can possibly be to hopefully be something close to his daddy.
Yeah.
So we've just been pushing him and got him on a good feed program and just letting him grow. Probably with them New Orleans and maybe the one in Georgia, probably try to take him to those 2 and then save him back till the finals.
Yeah. Well, you got other than Bushwhack, we know you've had a pretty good bull breeding program going for a lot of years and things. And you got anything else besides you got Bushwhacked out there that's getting a lot of recognition now? You got anything else that's kind of sneaking up on him or kind of hidden there? That
I do. He's a year older though. It's a bull we call Huey. And then I got another 3-year-old bull that we call Death Row. That's pretty special. And then I actually got a full brother to Bushwhack that we call Ambush, and he's really coming on. So he's probably going to on the trailer with him whenever we take him, here in another 2 months to get him out there and try to get him to the finals as well.
that'd be a good deal. Now tell us about your horsepower. What are you running right now?
Well, I just got one right now. So that buckskin horse I've been riding, I call him Game Changer, and he's just been solid. Every day I miss Pearl, but them horses are I've had 4 or 5 of them like her, and a lot of people only have one in a lifetime. So, but ever since I've been off her, I've sure missed her. But this buckskin's just he's been a winner. He just there's just not you can't compare anything to her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of them. A lot of folks, some folks never get to the point to get on, get to ride that one, and to do that, it's a great accomplishment.
Yes, sir.
So with you got the rope and the bull ride and everything going on, and you just had your big bull ride out there. How was the turnout for that?
It was really good. It's just growing every year. Had a great turnout, had a good bull riding, and like I said, it's just we moved it now it's into the summertime. It's not during the school year, so kind of gives me a little more time to get it going. And then Albuquerque was right on top of the old day. So it's good. This next year it'll be 100% back on track, and everybody kind of maybe had some summer dates already booked. With us having to move the date of the bull riding. But as far as everything else, it was good. Had all the sponsors the same, and everybody's good there. So it was a success.
Well, that's good to hear, growing and keep that thing going. One of the questions we get a lot of times from a lot of the viewers and things, and they want to know. And one of the questions we got to ask a lot is, what ropes or what is the rope that Cody Ohl is roping with?
I use King polygrass calf ropes. They're out of Sheridan, Wyoming, and 90% of calf ropers, that's what they use. And they've been really great to me, and have always had the best rope there is. So that's what I went with. And then when it comes to picking strings, I use Dennis Willard. He's out of Caldwell, Texas, and he pretty much makes the best picking strings there are.
And that speaking of picking string, that was the next most asked question we had. Because a lot of times we throw this stuff out there on the internet and we say, we're talking to so and so, we're talking to this. If you got something you want to ask or something you didn't know or whatever, right. And a lot of folks want to know is how many times do you use the same picking string?
Well, I like to break mine in quite a bit. I don't like to use them too brand new. And so, with the way the ERA is now, they get 2 runs. I've actually used the same picking string, probably the last 3 or 4 events, and still, and it's still in good shape. But when I'm rodeoing hard, I'll use it 8 or 10 times, and then swap to another one. But I try to have all of them broke in about the same when I want to start up with a new one.
All right.
I don't like to have one that's newer than what I'm used to, or older than what I'm used to. So I try to break in about 6 or 8 picking strings and try to break them in all, about the exact same. So then when I make a good run and then throw that one in the stands, or it gets too fuzzy or whatever happens, I have one that just to take off with it that felt just like what I was using.
Okay. All right, because a lot of folks, because these announcers want to get out there on the telecast all the time. We see that picking string. You know where that thing goes. You know what them calves stand in. What they eating. So they like to wear it out. So that's what everybody's like. Well, how much do they use it once? Use it twice? Use it over? What do they do? So that'll kind of fill them in, let them know. Hey, that's all part of it.
Yes, sir.
All part of it. What's your guilty pleasure TV show you're watching right now?
Man, I don't know. We watch a bunch. My wife watches a bunch of different stuff, but Ninja Warrior show.
Yeah.
We watch it all the time, and then my little girl, she likes that America's Got Talent, so we watch that quite a bit. But right now, that's about the main two. Other than Sports Center.
That's it. Staying busy. Well, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said, from 7 in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon, it's football and my 2 kids and my daughter, and it just takes up most of that time. And then shoot, it's too hot to do anything else, for a few hours, and then we try to get some roping in the evening and a little dinner together, and then start all over the next day.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Well, I'll tell you what, Cody, man, we appreciate you visiting with us and telling us a little bit about what you got going on and what you're up to, and them guilty pleasure TV shows and things. And we'll let you get back to roping. And
all right, buddy. Well, I enjoyed it. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man, and we'll catch you on the rodeo road.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
That's the man right there, Cody Ohl. Cody Ohl, right there. He's telling you.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff. He's busy. He's a busy man.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like the guilty TV show you were talking about.
You like it?
The America Got Talent. That's my show.
You got talent?
I got talent. No,
Are you an American and you got talent, or what you talent? Right?
Nah.
You trying to tell me something?
I'm just jealous of the people that do got talent on that show.
What?
They got. I find it long from them.
What are you trying to learn? What talent they got that you need to learn? Getting shot in the face with a fireball? I saw that on TV.
I don't know. The talent.
Talent. You know somebody that's got some talent, and they're trying to offer you that talent because I've seen it on your phone.
I don't know. I don't want the kind of talent that they offer.
How do you know?
They may give me something that won't walk off.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Where are you going? Where
They
you
get
been?
kinda the talent. I don't know.
What in the world is going on?
Their kind of talent is kind of rough for me.
If it isn't rough, it isn't fun. Isn't that a song? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a song I heard one time.
Yeah.
Did you talk about some guy that you got a story about a guy and a
Got taped to a police?
yeah, burglar suspect right there.
That's story of my life.
Yeah, I got it. We got it right here. Here we go. Burglar suspect dies after 68-year-old homeowner taped him to a tree.
Yeah, that have happened before.
Nathaniel Johnson was his name. He got tired of the burglaries at his mobile home in the small town of Leroy, Alabama, about 60 miles north of Mobile, or Mobile.
Mobile.
depending
It's
how you say
mobile,
it.
isn't it? I thought
Yeah.
mobile. I don't know.
So he took matters in his own hands, and on Friday night, he set up a few booby traps and things, and he tried to make it look like nobody was home. So he's sitting at his back door like nobody was there, turn off the lights and everything. He was watching what's going on. Well, anyhow, someone decided to try to break in his house, and the old man went out there, put it to him, and got some was it a coat hanger or baling wire and duct tape, and they taped him to the tree. But the problem was, when the cops got there, the guy was dead, kind of suffocated. A lot of folks, they were like, well, I'm surprised that happened. He wasn't a violent person I know of. So, Johnson isn't facing any criminal charges while authorities await the result of an autopsy that will determine the cause of death. Now, the police did hold the old man in 72 hours, and it said we'll probably present to the grand jury and see what they say about it. But that's one of them deals, You go break into somebody's house, trying to steal stuff, and then something happened to you. That ain't the homeowner's fault. That's your fault. You were the idiot that broke in the house. Whatever happens to you from that point on is on you.
A family member chatted about him. He did not bother anybody. Talking about the homeowner.
Yeah.
He didn't bother anybody. He would help you out if you need help. Your family, you hate what happened. I know the other guy. His family are hurting too. But we are all chill, and we hate that. And I hope that we can just get this job soon.
Well, yeah, you gotta. You're like, what? It's bad for the guy, but if you go out there doing this kind of stuff, you gotta think. If you're a criminal and you're doing the wrong things, whatever happens to you while you're doing wrong is your fault, guys. Come on, get that through your head. Don't be like this guy this guy here in Georgia, Paulding County, Georgia. I got a good one for you here. See this fella right here? He was arrested on Friday for having inappropriate relations with a goat.
That'll happen.
According to the sheriff's office, Freddie Wadsworth of Douglasville was charged with bestiality. Deputies said they responded to a report of an indecent exposure along Peggy Meadows Way. That's a hard street to live on.
Peggy Meadows, that's just like out in the country.
It could be. Peggy Meadows. Old Peg Leg Meadows out there. The neighbors told deputies they saw a man performing an act with a goat. Was he doing Hamlet? Was he doing Shakespeare? I don't know, but he was performing some kind of an act. And the deputies later determined that Wadsworth was responsible.
Maybe he was just doing a rodeo event where you ride sheep. He was practicing riding the sheep for the rodeo event.
He's mutton busting out there.
That's what they call it.
He's just mutton busting.
Yeah.
Could be.
And somebody thought it was inappropriate.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
They speculate that with me all the time. My neighbors think I do inappropriate stuff too.
What'd you do inappropriate?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
They don't. My neighbors, I don't know. They expect me to have clothes on when I walk outside.
Well, that might be a good idea. Might be. Did you know? I guess let me throw this out real quick before we run out of time. Because I got so many we got so many dang stories here. We run out of time. Mesquite Rodeo. Mesquite Rodeo is having the ERA qualifiers every Saturday night. The Mesquite Rodeo every Saturday night. Go watch Mesquite Rodeo every Saturday night. Mesquite Rodeo action is going on, as well as ERA. Elite Rodeo Athletes ERA qualifiers are going on too. And we are part of that deal, doing the live play-by-play of the rodeo action. So I think our next appearance will be on the 13th. So we'll be out there on the 13th. So you can tune in to where you're watching right now, and tune in and listen in your ear holes. Listen to play-by-play rodeo action, much like baseball, but rodeo. Think about that. If you never heard a live baseball game on the radio, it's going to be like that, but for rodeo. So, if you've got somebody you're looking, somebody you follow, somebody you're interested in that you watch the rodeos, going to be competing out there. We'll be doing live play-by-play out there, doing some things. We will be out there about every other week, every other Saturday. We are scheduled to be there. And then the semifinals for the ERA is September 1st, 2nd. We'll be there for that as well. So we've got quite a few dates lined up. We'll put a post out there on the website. We'll get a post out there sometime this week, next week, whatever. We'll let you know what dates we're going to be there. So if you happen to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you want to go to Mesquite Rodeo, you come out and see what we're doing, maybe take some pictures or something. I don't know about kissing babies unless Tex is doing that, but
I kiss the baby and the mama too.
He'll do both, so get you double the pleasure right there, and maybe give you a piece of gum. I don't know, or give him some gum first. I don't know what that is. But anyway, come out and check it out. We will be there doing what is going on. This cord, my cord's going crazy. We will be there doing stuff for that, so check it out. And PBR, we want to let you know about some PBR stuff going on, because as you know, we are media outlets for quite a few rodeo associations, the main ones being ERA, PBR Action. So in the PBR is going to anchor a 10-day Western Lifestyle Festival in Edmonton with Canadian finals and put on by Global International Events. So if you want to read the whole story on that, go to the Pepper Stewart Show Facebook page, click on the notes, and you can read what's going on with the PBR Canada. That's a pretty good deal right there going on, as well as PBR's got bullfights and things going on too. So you may want to check that out. I think Annie went to sleep. That is the perro of Terry's. We've got quite a few things left here to talk about. We don't have much time to talk about them, so we're going to run through them right quick. Massey Ferguson Tractors. You got the Massey Ferguson story right there?
Yeah, I think they just turned 70 years old.
70 years old.
The company.
All right.
70 Massey Ferguson Tractor, old and new, completed a circuit of the Chauvin City
City Center. This is over in the UK, because people say, "What UK?" Well, yes, we have a quite a large following over in the UK, so we do a lot of stories from the UK, because hey, when you're listening to, we're worldwide, folks. So come on with it. Tell me about the cavalcade.
This marked the launch of the iconic Ferguson TE20 tractor, affectionately known as the Little Brave Fergie. First rolled off the production line at the former Banner Lane factory in July 1946.
1946, folks.
Yeah. The tractor was the brainchild of the engineer and inventor Harry Ferguson, a founder of the present-day Massey Ferguson, now part of ATCO.
Well, they started this. They did a big parade over there. That's kind of what you're looking at now. The procession was led by a 20 horsepower 1947 Ferguson TE20, equipped with a 2-furrow plow and a new 400 horsepower Massey Ferguson 8737, the most powerful tractor in current Massey Ferguson lineup right there. So you're looking at those right there. You got number 1 and number 2 right there. So check them out. So those of you that are out there farming and stuff like that, and you different tractors and things, the Massey Ferguson, right there for you. These folks right here are having a good time. Got a parade going on.
And do you have a picture of that cake too? Apparently, it had a celebratory cake
Yeah, we seen the cake. We
cut
saw
by
the cake
plain
too.
Hunter Ferguson. Here's the less honor.
That's right. We seen it. We seen it all.
I want some of that. I don't want the tractor. I want the celebratory cake. And the celebratory alcohol that went with it.
Why? What?
But I'm not an alcoholic. Just so you know.
It's entertainment, folks. Entertainment. You gotta be entertained, right? Doesn't everybody want to be entertained?
Mm. What
happened? What happened in a lot of folks didn't know about this, but there was a horse manure crisis. Did you know? There was a horse manure crisis in 1894?
I had a horse manure crisis today, matter of fact.
He was hauling behind his truck.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's what happened. By the late 1800s, all these large cities around the world, this is another UK story for you folks in the UK, over in London. In the 1900s, there was over 11,000 cabs on the street of London. And that's, horse-drawn cabs. There was also several thousand horse-drawn buses needing 12 horses a day, making a staggering total of 50,000 horses. That's all not, folks. All right. I'm going to say this word in a minute. Transporting, not teleporting, transporting people around the city each day. 50,000. Think about this, guys. 50,000 horses worked in that city every day. Now, not only were there horses, there's stuff left over from the horses. So the main concern was the large amounts of manure left behind on the streets. So on average, a horse will produce between 15 and 35 pounds of manure per day.
They didn't have no people coming after them cleaning their feet.
I guess they were or were not, but think about that. 35 pounds. Think about 35 pounds per horse. It says 15 to 35. So average this out: 20 pounds per horse, 50,000 horses. So how much poop you got going on in the street?
Kind of like somebody need to have a full-time job.
Yeah.
And hire some full-time people.
A lot of full-time people. So this manure on the London streets also attracted, what else? A huge number of flies. And what do the flies do? They spread typhoid fever and all kinds of diseases around. Not only did they do that, but they also dropped 2 pints of liquid fluids every day, which made it worse. Not only does that stink to high heaven, but it don't help just being in the street. The average life expectancy for these working horses is about 3 years because they working pretty hard. And then horse carcasses, therefore, also had to be removed from the streets. The bodies were left to purify so the corpses could be more easily sewn into pieces for removal. So basically what happened was...
The horse just died on the feet that you left on there?
Yeah, I just left them there. Drug them off the side. The problem happened in 1894. The Times newspaper predicted in 50 years, every street in London will be buried under 9 feet of manure. All right, so that's going to be a lot. So you got to think, you know what? We got all this poop, we got all this manure. What are we going to do? What's going on? It's everywhere. So what happened was, what is the solution? Henry Ford came up with a process for building motor cars and ended up making motorized trolleys and buses, and then came up with the Model T Ford car.
Otherwise known as the horseless carriage.
The horseless carriage right there was built by Henry Ford. So they had no solution to handle all the poop. So the next best thing was to invent a car.
And not use a horse. Horse.
So that's what happened. The veterinary feed directive that's going to impact a lot of folks in the livestock industry is going to take place next year. It goes into effect in 2017. So, with the fact that this doesn't take effect until 2017, that means that we can carry this story every week for 6 months before we actually have to get to it. So that's a good deal. At some point or other, we'll get into this. I talked to the folks that that did this story here. You know, they did a thing at the Colorado Farm Show with Christine Gable. She's the business manager with the animal health company. And they did a thing. They was asking people, "Hey, you know about this?" And no, what? I don't know. That's what happens a lot of times when you ask folks about about different things. They have no idea what we're talking about. And that's what happened with this. It's going to affect a lot of folks in the livestock industry. So, we're going to get to that at some point and fill you guys in on that deal. We'll tell you about it and what the veterinary feed directive is going to do, how it's going to impact the whole livestock industry, but a lot of folks are not aware about it. So we're going to tell you about it. We may do it on the next one. We got a lot of stuff coming up, other things going on. We got the moo call we're going to try to give away to somebody. But in no hurry to do that since calving season's pretty much done. But anyway, guys, we burnt you up for a while and talked about some things, and we hope you enjoyed your time as you do each and every time. Tell your friend, tell your grandma, tell your mom. Just tell somebody, hey, you know what, I've been watching this show. It's really weird. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. Well, I have no clue what they're talking about, but I laugh from time to time because they had these goofiest stories you ever heard of. Hey, tell somebody about that. Let them watch because, one person's, like they always say, somebody's trash is another person's treasure. So if we bring to you the trash of the week,
on a related note,
uh-oh.
if you have any single women, send them my way.
Uh-oh, look out. He's looking for
I guess not really a related note, but what else?
You want a related? What? You want a related? What? I don't know.
You talked about fire. Not on that kind of note.
Look out, Tex Travis. Farmers only. Texas Travis 903. All right. Other than that, look him up. Look up the Tex. The Tex Travis is on the Facebook. Tex Travis. On Facebook, Tex Travis. At some point he might switch it to Tex Stewart. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Tex Travis on the Facebook. Check it out. Look it up. See what he's up to. What's going on. For everything else, we've been updating the website and throwing a lot more things on there. We got the featured events back up there again. We got a lot of links for stuff to check out, and stuff's changing all the time. So anyway, pepperstewart.com. Look at it, link around, look at stuff, do stuff, find stuff, do something. Other than that, we'll catch you on the next one.